Alrighty, also yesterday, yesterday it was circulating really big. NBA Youngboy. So there were updates in his case. So what was posted online and what a lot of outlets reported was that NBA Youngboy's case was closed in Utah, or is closed in Utah. That he will only have to serve 27 months in jail and the 60 months of probation.
You said only?
No, listen.
Oh.
And will not be allowed to have any drugs or alcohol. Now, a lot of these outlets that reported it kind of put all... He's facing two different things, right? Because he has his Fed case and then he had the prescription drug ring case in Utah. And I think what happened is a lot of the outlets begin to conflate the information, put everything together. So I wanted to come here and clear it up. So yesterday, the 18th, one of his cases was closed. That's the case in Utah where he got in trouble because people were going to the drugstore and picking up the prescription drugs and like under different names and stuff like that. So they said he was running a drug ring. So he had to plead guilty for his involvement in that.
That's crazy. They called it a drug ring. He was just using the drugs for himself. I'm assuming.
There was random people going and picking up drugs, prescription drugs, and using different names, and it was a lot. And using his car, it was a lot going on.
Gotcha.
So he did have to plead guilty to that. He pled guilty to 2 counts of. He pled guilty to 2 counts, which are third-degree felonies. And 6 counts of misdemeanors, including unlawful pharmacy conduct. But those felonies were actually lowered to misdemeanors. So this was all lower. He was able to actually just pay a $25,000 fine, which he wrote the check right then and there. So then everything was tossed out. Now it was being reported that he would have to serve probation for that, the drug ring stuff. That is not what is happening. He will not have to serve probation for that.
So that's done.
That's done. However, he is still in custody right now because he does have to deal with the federal case that he had on hold, and he goes to court for that on December 19th. And this is the case where he's facing 27 months in jail that has to do with like the gun charges and stuff. So he's facing 27 months in jail and the probation that I just mentioned.
I thought he got sentenced already. He didn't get sentenced?
That's what I'm saying. People keep putting it all together. I'm trying to make the distinction because
he didn't get 2 different cases.
2 different cases. He hasn't even going to court for that 27 months. That happens December 19th. So December 19th is a really big day for NBA Youngboy because he'll go to court for the 27 months for the federal case. Now, if you have been watching this and paying attention, what I predict will happen is that they're going to give him probably time served for those 27 months.
I was going to say, how long has he been in there?
He's probably going to get the time served for the 27 months. So anybody, you know what I mean, that is watching this, you would feel like it's looking good for NBA. So he should be coming home potentially clear from a lot of this stuff, but I just wanted to clarify that in the reporting of this because I saw yesterday that people were putting all both the stories together like Charlotte just did. Now, up next, Durk. This is my last little court thing for this hour. So you guys know that Durk is going through it right now in LA over the murder for hire charges. Durk recently pled not guilty in a court as well, and he was denied bail. He was denied bail because they basically said, remember he was booked. They said that he was booking all those flights.
Right. They
didn't know what was about to happen where he was going when they caught him and locked him up. They think he's a flight risk, so they denied him bail. But there is another court case coming up for Durk, and from everything that I know, and just from having conversations, he will be still asking for bail and still pleading not guilty. So just some updates there, real quick.
All those young men who have the opportunity to do such amazing things with their lives, how do they end up in these situations?
Man, right?
From NBA Youngboy to Lil Durk.
The biggest too. Durk is Durk. NBA Youngboy is one of the biggest.
Right.
You know what I mean? Streaming numbers wise, he go crazy. I don't know. I think not a lot of it. I think some of it is personal decision. I think some of it is the people you keep around you.
Well, all of it is personal decision. I don't know. All of these are just accusations. So I don't know what choices they have made.
Right.
But it seems like they haven't been making the right ones.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And I definitely think,
it's
especially
sad too, man. So sad.
And NBA Youngboy is like, I was like, what the heck? Because he go to Utah. Like, remember him coming home and even be able to go to Utah was such a big thing because he was supposed to be sitting in jail. Goes to Utah to stay out of trouble, and then you get in trouble in Utah.
Right.
Well, another thing too. I think a lot of these, well, at least in the case of somebody like an NBA Youngboy, it seems like he has a substance abuse problem that he isn't necessarily getting the right help for.
Yeah,
that's what I was asking. I was like, because it wasn't a drug ring, he probably needed those drugs, so it feels like he needs help.
Yeah,
for that case.
But the thing is, though, with the NBA Youngboy thing, it's like it's not like he was just going and getting these drugs and like using them the wrong way and abusing them the wrong way. They literally were having there was there was identity things happening. Like people were. It wasn't just him going and getting some drugs and doing it the wrong way. It was a lot to it.
Okay.
Not to go back into all of it and break it down again, but there was a lot to it. There were different people involved and all that stuff.
Could you put that picture of that crackdown, please? Speaking of drugs, could you put that down? Why is that sitting up there?
Speaking of drugs, what does drugs have to do with
told me to keep
Mike
this
Tyson
up.
has a picture of Mike Tyson's ass just sitting in here.
Charlamagne, you
It's
had
facing
told
you.
me to keep this up. That you know,
I don't like how y'all objectify men when they're in situations like that. If that was a woman, you wouldn't do
Mr.
that.
Sniff the seat. You don't like how we what?
That was 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You're 33 now.
Yeah.
Grow up.
I'm just, it's still, yeah.
Okay?
You don't like how
and
we
learn
what?
from my mistakes.
Okay, I'm learning.
Learn from my
I'm
mistakes.
learning.
Why are you objectifying this man?
How am I objective?
Okay.
I am just, you
All
know,
right. When them nudes leak from Delaware, don't say nothing.
baby, if they leak, I mean, shit.
Oh, so they out there. She didn't say they wasn't
And how
out
would
there.
you feel if somebody was just hanging them up in the studio while they're doing their morning show?
Great taste. Envy, you got something to say?
I'm minding my business.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
'Cause I
moonwalking
think
out of
that's
this.
yeah, thank you.
I'm moonwalking out of this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you finished? Or are you done?
I'm done.
That was-
Are you finished? Are you done?
No, you're not finished till you put that picture down.
Is bothering you like that?
Yes.
You the one who had the eye on the butt. I couldn't even find it this
Because it's
morning.
right there in my eye line.
No, it was laid
Whenever
down.
I look at you, it's just sitting
It was
there.
laid down and we couldn't even find it. You knew exactly where it was. It was like you had like
That
a
ass was
GTA on
laid
it.
down and you couldn't even find it.
This is
I went to go get it
this
for
is
you.
this is
I was
crazy.
trying to get to one more story and then here you go.
exactly
You
how you
always
become
find
an
the booty.
accessory.
Thank you, Jess
An
With The Mess.
accessory to
Lamar
what?
LaRosa.
City crime. When the ass is laid down and nobody can find it, and you went to go get it. You, Lauren.
What is wrong with y'all? Who you giving your donkey to,
I
man?
have nothing to do with what he talking
Four
about.
after the hour.
Grow up.
Speaking of asses.
Oh,
Oh,
Dr. David Diffenay.
what?
Say that again.
Dr. David Diffenay.
Drop that one more time.
Dr. David
What type of doctor is
Diffenay.
he?
He's a doctor in Gotham City, okay? And he needs to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word with him. Actually, he's a doctor from Arkansas. This man is sick. We'll discuss.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.